All right. This is Foot Doctor Zach. He's going to talk about Nikola Jokic and his crazy footwork.
I wonder if the words, "I wish I could copy Nikola Jokic's footwork," have ever been uttered. But they should be, because you don't need...
Actually, there is a short that blew up and went viral that involved some NBA players talking about Jokic. And they said, get rid of my athleticism and give me what he's got. I'll take that every day.
need to be 7 foot to benefit from learning how one of the most unique players in pro sports moves through space. Jokic easily has some of the best spatial awareness in the league, and he's able to get looks and open shots where others would get locked up in a second. People don't think of Jokic as a Kyrie type player, but like I just said, he does get open looks in the NBA, and that doesn't just happen by accident. There's plenty of tall, bulky dudes out there that can shoot that aren't in the league, so he's doing something different that allows him to get shots off versus all the other armchair point guards out there. And that something is his unique footwork that gives him the time to use his superhuman touch and vision. Without that base underneath of him, the rest of it all falls apart. Now, Nikola Jokic seems to break the rules of traditional pro basketball biomechanics. The lateral swaying, upper body compensation, zero explosion, but he gets...
That's because he forces them to play at his pace. So he controls the pace, and that's what gives him a huge edge.
Better results than players who appear more adept at basketball-specific footwork. Because it's not always about looking technically perfect, it's about what's most efficient for your own unique kinetic chain and controlling your body for whatever particular sport you might be playing with the particular body you may inhabit. Now, Jokic has 2 unique biomechanical signatures. One when he is running the court, and the other one when he is matching up. And each is just as fascinating as the other, and even though a lot of what makes Jokic is his inherent talent, there are some ways to learn some of his skills and incorporate them into your game. 7 foot tall, or like me, maybe a little less. All right, so let's just start with his regular jogging, up and down gait. Jokic's gait is deliberate and energy conserving and uses his full kinetic chain to absorb shock and protect joints. And it often looks like the drunken master style of martial arts, which is like a swaying off balance type behavior that mimics someone who's intoxicated.
He's actually right about that. There's a famous play that Jokic did where he was moving so slow. He took 1 step, he dribbled 1 step, 2 step, and then drove the ball up. And he did it so slow, he threw off the players that were trying to react fast with his movement. That's what he does.
Intoxicated, while masking a highly controlled strategic and deceptive fighting style. And the Jokic, full sprint has become like almost a meme at this point. Whether it be sprinting in the back of an arena, racing a bullet train, when he's hauling, it looks a bit wobbly.
You don't want that mass of a human full speed running into you.
But what you are seeing is him disproportionately using his upper body to create forward motion. Because you'll notice he doesn't have a lot of vertical oscillation in his legs. And you actually see this in people with certain muscle weaknesses, back pain, neurological issues, because they're either trying to offload a painful area or splint a weaker muscle group.
Jokic not exploding from his ankles and his legs is actually going to benefit him more long-term in his career. It'll allow him to play even longer.
Or mask a neurological issue, but in Jokic's case, he uses this to reduce cumulative stress on a larger frame over a long season. So what's happening here is his trunk and upper body are not only pumping, but also rotating more than others to create forward momentum. So no, it's not the fastest way from point A to point B, but if it keeps your knees and ankles less painful throughout a season, who cares? He's not trying to race anyone anyway. It's more important for him to be available for the playoffs. This is also why you don't...
For a man the Nuggets want to keep healthy for playoffs, he plays 40 plus minutes a night over the last 3 years. 40 plus. Even some starters who are the all-stars on their team don't play those kinds of minutes every game. But that's just how much the Nuggets needed him, because they don't have the bench. So Jokic had to be on the floor constantly. But Jokic has got an Iron Man-like body. He's just able to do it. But now he can finally rest. and be more pumped. So it's going to be great to see now that he's got a backup center too.
Don't see him dunking hardly ever. The juice just isn't worth the squeeze. Literally on those joints. But that's just his basic, up and down gait. The other part of his footwork game is his one-on-one technique or his matchup technique. Now, first and foremost, Nikola Jokic has world-class proprioception. His brain knows where his feet are on court much better than most other players, even the elite movers.
You see there how he just sped up and drove it home? And then other times he'll just move slow and throw him off? That's just how he plays. He throws off the mechanics of everybody.
Out there. And because his proprioception and spatial awareness is so good, he can use asymmetry in his footwork to throw people off, not flashy, quick feet and ball handling. And a lot of the time in these matchups, he's counting on people having zero clue how he's gonna finish. And not in the way you think of like Ja, where it's like some insane.
Yeah, because what's going on is Jokic is making you think he's driving the ball, but then he passes it off and Aaron Gordon makes a dunk. Then he's shooting it off to the side when Austin Reeves, for example, was trying to make a trying to make a decision in his head. Should I go for the steal and move off my defender, move off the guy I'm defending, or should I stay here? Well, he made the decision to try to steal the ball. Jokic was waiting for him. And if you look at the position Jokic is looking with his head over his eyes, he knows Austin's there and he can see him getting ready. And the way he's holding the ball, he's waiting for him. And then when Austin missed, Jokic saw him coming, immediately pulled it out, passed it over the head of his defender to the guy on the 3-point at the side on the left, and he shot a 3. And it was just like, you got to get those steals, Austin. You can't make plays like that and not get the steal. It's like, but Jokic was waiting. He knew Austin was getting itchy. And he was like, come on, dude. I know you want it. It's right here on my right-hand side, sticking out. Oh, over the side. Three points.
Insane flourish, but more in the way of how is it possible this dude is going to get this shot off? Then he does. Because even for his frame and size, Jokic can shift balance from one hip to the other very easy and smooth, like very efficiently, and appear like he's struggling, much like a drunken master, while having that inherent footwork IQ to know exactly which spot he needs to get get a shot off, while simultaneously knowing exactly which direction he has to go to throw that defender off. And a lot of it is something that really can't be taught. It's all happening subconsciously in a split second. Yeah, the final...
I'm still trying to figure out why they had Steph Curry defending Jokic. Like, what? Steph, I think, is what, 6'6"? Maybe less? And he's defending a 6'11" with a 7'3" wingspan. What?
Sequence seems slow and, quote unquote drunken, but what people don't see is that he won that matchup, that battle, long before the final release. Now, if you...
Yeah, Jokic is usually, when he's making his pace down the court, he's already got the players in his eyesight, and he's reading where they're going to move, because he already knows all the plays that his team runs. So he knows where they're going to move in spacing and get out in between or get under. And so he's waiting for that, and he'll make the decision, am I going to go for the 2, go for the 3, or am I going to drive it? And if I'm not going to drive it, who am I going to pass it to? Like, he's got so many decisions going on in his head at once, and he just makes it happen. And it seems so slow to us, but it's actually happening so fast for him and everyone else on the floor. They can't seem to do anything about it because it seems slow, but in reality, it's him thinking ahead. It's crazy. We have not seen an IQ like this since LeBron's first 10 years in the league, where he was an assist monster. And you've got Jokic, who's just absolute godlike court vision, able to see every play. I mean, he's calling plays on the side with his team where he wants them to play and where he thinks they're going to need to be. I've seen him physically take his youngest teammate, that young kid, moved him from position and said, stay there, and they got the turnover. I'm like, come on, man. How do you know this stuff?
You want to try to learn from this, what he's doing, the best thing to do is to practice spatial awareness, which, like I said, I will get to in a minute.
You can practice it, but you'll never be Jokic. His is different. Jokic just sees the game differently from other people. He understands every subtle movement a player's making, the subtle nuances, he just sees it in a way we can't.
Tried to give the full context of his more signature move, the Somber Shuffle. And that move is a one-legged fade.
Somber Shuffle is such a weird name. I don't even think he nicknamed it that. Who named it that? I mean, it's always nice to have a signature shot, though. I mean, that's the one thing I've always had with LeBron. He never had a go-to shot. He never did. But having a go-to shot is huge for you because it's your shot and you know it's the key to winning. And Jokic does have that because this is a big ass shot. He puts like he's a free throw maverick though. There's no doubt about that. He can make his free throws.
Fadeaway jump shot, but it's not just a fall away jumper. He's always pivoting and twisting into that last sequence. And if you would see how many people I've seen sprain or break their ankles trying something similar to this, you would be petrified to ever step on a basketball court.
3 points.
Jokic does it all the time in a larger frame and with some of the best defenders in the world breathing down his neck. Yet he always stays balanced and, even more important, finds his final push-off point and range at the end of that move, to sink these shots. You can't do this without world-class spatial awareness. Now the caveat to this,
Jokic is offensively, he's unbelievable. He's the complete offensive package. Like how Steph Curry changed the point guard position, Jokic is changing the way that teams are viewing centers. Because Jokic is literally the point guard center for his team. Not Jamal, it's Jokic. And that's something that teams are going to look at from now on. They're going to look at those bigs that they got in the second, third, or fourth round, and they're probably going to look at them and go, I wonder if they could be a point guard at a center position for us, because that's what we're looking at with Jokic. He's changing the way the center position is played.
of course, is that Jokic also has the mass to just bully people around and the accuracy of an Olympic biathlete.
275 pounds, 6'11".
Through people, just adds one more thing your defender has to think about. And that respect for getting bowled over and the respect for his accuracy, like I said, gives him that one extra split second as well. And you start adding all of them up, and that's why his production is so good. All right, let's talk about his superpower, the spatial awareness. Like I said, most of it is just a gift Jokic has. He is just naturally gifted, but there are things you can do to improve your...
The Nuggets got him in the second round. They never expected this. I don't think they ever expected a second round pick to be this good. And their investment paid off. It did. They had to pick between 2 players at that point, and they stuck with Jokic, and it paid off. It paid off big time. 3-time MVP, multiple All-Stars, multiple first-team All-NBA, second-team All-NBA, as well as an top 3 in most categories every single year, always top 2 in MVP voting the last 6 years, and freaking finals champion, finals MVP and finals champion. I mean, come on. Jokic has got it going.
Or spatial awareness and proprioception. Some might seem a little crazy, a little weird, but all these have been tested and proven to work.
Of course it's weird. He's doing things no other NBA player has done with the offensive side of the ball like this. It's just, he's like a cheat code. It ain't fair.
Number 1, dribbling while solving math problems. Number 2 is navigating cones while spelling random words. You need a partner to call them out. Number 3 is playing catch while spelling backwards. Number 4 is doing yoga without mirrors or an instructor directly in front of you. Number 5, one of my favorite, is balance or BAPS boards. And number 6, which is probably the most effective, is martial arts. So if you do have a larger frame and want to get more effective footwork, or you just want to take some of the lessons from Nikola Jokic, those are great ways to implement some of his game into yours. And speaking of unique but very effective footwork, if you want to see a devil's advocate for Luka Doncic's heavier frame and how it can actually help him, yes, I'm aware of the benefits of weight loss, but with all pros comes some cons, and this one is pretty neat to look at. So make sure you check out this video right here if you want to take a deep dive into his super unique and fascinating footwork. I'll see you in that video.
Yeah, we're going to watch that next, and that's a video that I disagree with this guy on because I only see benefits to weight loss. for most people. And I don't think it's going to affect Luka's game that much. Just like it didn't affect Lamar Jackson's game when he went from scrawny to built.
Hey there everyone, if you enjoyed this content, like and subscribe and comment down below. Thanks again.